Hi everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time on my channel, I want to thank you for just joining us. This is a very, I would say a specific reading. This is for couples. You might be fighting, you might not be fighting. This is just some general advice, not to be taken as, anything like a therapy session, but rather just kind of talking about what the other person might need in the relationship and vice versa. So, we have this first group. It's gonna be this lovely little, I don't know how well you can see that. How do I do this? This beautiful Boyd made of glass. We have the second group, which is gonna be this cute, also made of glass. It's a little bowl. And this is made of wood. And it's a little kitty cat. Look how cute. So take your time, take a breath. You can watch this with or without your partner. That's totally fine. Take your time, truly. Take a moment. And yeah, I'll see y'all in a second. Thanks so much. Hi, group one. If you chose this lovely Boyd, very nice. I don't know how well you can see that. I will find out later when I am editing. If you found this Boyd, you are in the right group, you're in the right place. So we are going to have two separate decks for each person. And then we're gonna have another tarot deck down the middle to kind of clarify the energies between the both of you. And then we're gonna have some oracle cards on either side so that we can get some words, some messages for both parties. Okay, let's get to it. So for group one on my left side, what is this person feeling? How is this person feeling within the relationship? How is this person feeling within the relationship? Let's see if we can also get some advice. One last card. One last card. Take this one. Okay, and for my right side, let's get a look at what is going on within this connection. And then let's also get a look on some insight, some advice, other things that need to be said or heard, so that both parties have a fair chance at being heard within this situation. Three more cards, please, Spirit. Three more cards. That is perfect. Too many. I'm gonna leave this extra one here. And then let's get a energy that connects you both. So this one I'm actually gonna pull from. And we'll take this extra one as an overall. So I'm just going to start with the left side because that's what I pulled first. So there's Two of Cups in reverse, which makes me feel like this relationship is not exactly at the best spot right now, especially with the Three of Swords as well. This might be a moment of separation between the both of you. You might not be talking. For my person on the left side, this is very, very painful. and it feels like it feels like they kind of they're feeling like they were dealt the wrong cards within the situation, and that maybe they were treated unfairly within the situation as well. That this was just, this is just really painful for this person with this Three of Swords coming out as well. This is not an easy, it feels very much like this is broken up. Ten of Pentacles as well, something that was in reverse, something that was supposed to be long-term ended up not being long-term. Ace of Cups in reverse too, trying to like show this person love, and it just wasn't reciprocated. Yeah, this is a very heavy energy for this person. With the Emperor here as well, it's kind of like this person can't see outside of anything other than what happened here, which is not good. I also think that this person has a lot of kind of control issues with this situation, and just what the outcome should have been, or what they thought the outcome should have been. And that's something that can very easily, be swayed within relationships. It's not easy for... It's really not... It's just really not easy. I think this person was trying to show some part of self that I don't think they show very often, and was just kind of turned away. The Emperor is not exactly the most emotional person, and is just kind of more direct about things, and kind of, this is supposed to be this way, and that's why that Ten of Pentacles, like, kind of, like, this was supposed to be something that lasted until you had grandchildren, and, be able to retire together and kind of thing. This is what this person already had set up in their head, and maybe that's something that this person on the left side needs to come to terms with, that you can't just plan every single thing, life is just not like that at all. You can plan certain things and hope that they come out the way that you want them to, but that doesn't mean that it will every single time. You have the Fool and the Sun, which makes me think that Spirit is here to remind you that you do have so many amazing things happening in your life outside of what happened here. Even though there's a lot of pain, you don't want to minimize that, and you don't want to just like step over your emotions here. You need to allow yourself the time to heal, but you also, part of that healing is reminding yourself the beautiful things that are in your life and the beautiful people that are in your life. I think what is going to be best for the left side is to allow themselves to kind of dive into something new and something fresh for them. And I'm not saying a new relationship, but rather I'm saying a new type of venture, or something that allows them to express themselves to the fullest extent. It could also be a new job, maybe moving, or there's lots of things. But I think this person has already kind of had that on their mind, but is maybe looking for that sign or signal to be able to move forward. And this is that. This is the, with the Fool here, it's very much just allow yourself that fresh new start. With Justice here as well in reverse, I didn't say it earlier, but this could be a very legal situation between the both of you, and maybe this could have even been a divorce as well for some people. It's not for everybody. But even so, it could be difficult kind of dividing up what goes to who and this kind of stuff, and I think that's also been something that's rocky and makes all of this much harder. You have the Devil as well, and this is... I'm gonna get another card for this Devil, because it's a little bit just kind of out of the blue for me. Let's get some explanation for this Devil, please. Yeah, I think there's just a lot of thinking around this situation, and maybe too much dependency on the other person, and that's why this Devil is kind of coming out. It's very easy for us to become dependent on people, and it feels like This person on the left was very played by this other person a lot of the time. Just with this devil coming out, I don't really know what's going on this side just yet. With the Knight of Swords as well, it's kind of like there was a lot of maybe manipulation from the other party, or maybe even from this party, using verbal manipulation to kind of make this other party stay and do things kind of against their will, and kind of almost holding them captive. That's kind of what that's what I'm getting from this. I don't know. Let me look at the other side, and then I'll do a little back and forth. My right side is also very upset about this. Five of Cups. This is my very big card of like heavy... What is the word? Just like slipped my mind. Heavy... Missing something. I mean, the original depiction is 3 cups being spilled out into a river, and then there's 2 cups behind the person. So this person is focused on the cups that have spilled over, rather than realizing they have 2 cups as well behind them, waiting to be used at whatever way they need to be used. So this person is kind of focusing on what is lost here. And it's very heavy. It feels like the heaviest one here out of this whole little bunch. With the Magician as well in reverse, it feels like this person is having a lot of trouble kind of manifesting things and having trouble putting things into perspective here, with what they need, and kind of it feels like it's difficult, it's difficult for this person to get out of bed. That's the exact words that I'm getting. It's difficult for this person to do a lot of things. It looks almost like this person is cooking. You know, it feels like menial tasks and little things, and being able to manifest the energy to do said things is very difficult for this person at this moment. But the Hermit here as well, they've decided to kind of turn in and turn their energy inward to kind of reflect and look and see what the next move would be. But it seems like it's something that's very difficult, and it feels like it's kind of blinded and blocked. With the Four of Wands too coming out in reverse, I feel like both parties feel like this was very heavy, and this was something that they didn't want to happen, but it feels like it's almost necessary. A lot of the times with these bigger and deeper connections, especially with Four of Wands and Two of Cups coming out, this is a very deep and personal connection for the both of you. And I think both parties need to realize that separation sometimes is very important, and taking those breaks, whether they're long-term or forever, or, you know, whether they're very short-term, it allows both parties to kind of move away from what happened here, reflect, and come back and be able to do better within this situation. I feel like this right side has a little more initiative here and feels like they want to move forward, but is, again, just having trouble doing so. 3 of Pentacles as well in reverse. If my right side is thinking about school, this is my school card. I will always bring it up every time this card comes up. If you've been wanting to go to school and it felt like this relationship was putting too much in the way, I think this could very well be that time where you pick that back up for yourself. Yeah, King of Cups and King of Swords. You could be dealing with a cheating kind of situation, although it does feel like this could be a same-sex reading besides me. You know, that's beside me, but it could, with 2 kings coming out here, it feels like one person was, you know, very emotional and available sometimes, and then all of a sudden it kind of went the other way. And then this other person was very cunning and very smart and good with their words, and again kind of used that to a disadvantage. You have 4 of Swords here, and this person has 3 of Swords. So I feel like this left side is way more within what happened here and within the pain and still feeling it and moving through it, while this person is kind of more in the actual rest and recharge kind of space. I think very much so this right side could get into writing. That's usually what I talk about with 4 of Swords. Kind of getting into the process of planning and moving to the next step. Like what, again, with the Hermit as well, talking about like what is the next step. You have the Page of Wands as well. What is the next step? Again, school, if that is something that is important for you. And it doesn't even have to be school, but it could be some kind of education or mentorship or something like that, where you are learning under the wing of someone else. You also have I always want to say the Pope, the Hierophant in reverse. It says La Pope, I don't know how to say that in French, y'all. But it looks like Pope. Anyway, and it looks like the Pope, so this is the Hierophant, and it very much talks about our values, and it also talks about possibly a relationship coming together, but it's in reverse. So I think this relationship, in a lot of ways, again with the Devil as well coming out, kind of demoralized my right side and allowed them to possibly even be able to cheat on their partner and leaving them in a lot of pain. 8 of Cups in reverse. No one wants this relationship to end. 4 of Cups in reverse too. It feels like both parties feel like they missed a huge opportunity within this. And Death in reverse. Again, both parties are just not letting this go. No one wants to walk away from this, but also no one wants to make that emotional dive into detaching themselves from what happened here. 6 of Wands, as this overall energy is a reminder that both of you can turn out victorious within this situation. But both of you, my left side, really has to realize there are so many beautiful things happening in their life that they need to kind of, with this Ace of Cups, like I'm going back with this Ace of Cups, kind of bringing themselves back to putting emotion into the things that they love so that they can allow themselves to really deep dive into whatever their next thing is, whatever that is. Could be a lot of things, again, like we talked about, moving or maybe finding a new job and stuff like that as well. But with the Sun too, there's so many beautiful things that are happening for you, and that really needs to be reminded. Again, don't minimize the pain that has happened here, but allow yourself to really understand that pain is part of the process. And I think both of you need to understand that this needs to move forward. With the Page of Wands and this 3 of Pentacles, again, school, I'm really getting a heavy school vibe. I don't know why. Or just education of sorts, maybe learning under someone like a vice president or a CEO. I don't know who watches this. But also there's this want, and maybe there is this moment right now of turning inward and kind of understanding and maybe trying to rebuild your own values and what you would want to bring to another relationship, or if you were to come back to this relationship, what you would bring back to this relationship. Again, 4 of Swords, allow yourself these moments of rest and kind of reflection and all that stuff. So let's get a couple of cards from these 2 oracle decks for both sides so we can get some words out there. So for my left side, so my left side has self-care, clear your energy field, and focus on yourself before acting. Here and now, your true love is already part of your life. And this feels more a little bit drawn towards you need to realize that you are the love of your own life. And I think that's what Two of Cups talks about, as well as Ace of Cups as well. It's the reminder that we are our best partner, and if we are not treating ourselves with care, and we're not clearing our energy and are allowing ourselves to kind of really be able to move on from things like this, where these deep things have happened. Why am I still shuffling? If we don't allow ourselves to move on from these things that have happened to us, it will just be a detriment to us, and we cannot allow ourselves to live within the moment of our lives, you know? Again, marriage is coming out. This could be a very important relationship to both of you. And this could have been moving towards marriage, but now it doesn't feel like that is maybe possible. Patience, everything, marriage, this relationship is moving toward a sacred union, and then patience, everything will unfold in divine timing. I think the right side needs to understand as well that with time and reflection allows the space for things to move forward. But if there's no time kind of spent setting yourself up and ready to move to the next thing, then it just won't happen. But there has to be that time where you allow yourself to sit down and set up. We are more alike than I admit, and we are not right for each other. Sometimes we are too much like our partners. And because of those deep reflections of self from one another, it allows us, it doesn't, not allow, it shows us what we don't need in a partner, and it also shows us the things that we need to be working on within ourselves. Again, that self-care, that really, did this something flip in here? Yes. That self-care and that time spent away from focusing on whatever happened here. Right side, I know you're watching me. So you could very well know that this person is watching you, that this left side is watching what you're doing. And I'll take this one too. I love myself enough to walk away. I took the easy way out. Yeah, again, this kind of feels like it leans towards that kind of cheating. If that makes sense for your group, I don't mean to laugh, but if this makes sense towards that space. But I also think this person could have very easily just emotionally and mentally tapped out of this very quickly, just because they decided that it wasn't enough and that this relationship just wasn't working. And again, I love myself enough to walk away. They saw what was happening within this situation, especially with this devil coming out. They saw, I think, toxicity is from both parts. And they saw whatever toxicity was happening within this relationship from both parts, and they decided, you know what, this is not meant to work out. Whew. I don't have any real answer of whether or not both of you would be getting back together, but I think that's beside the point here. And I think what is really important, especially for my left side, is to really enjoy the present self and really allow yourself the time, both of you allowing yourself the time to really heal from what happened within this situation, so that you're able to plan what is coming next and be able to just kind of move your way forward. Okay, I hope this is helpful, group 1. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Hi, group 2. If you chose this lovely little bowl, it's so cute, made of glass, you have scrubbed yourself to the right place. So we are going to get 2 different piles from 2 different decks for each person. We're going to get another deck right down the middle, kind of the energy connecting both of these people. And then we're going to get some messages from oracle cards so we can just get some words out on the table. So let's see where this relationship is. Let's see what's going on. And then can we also get some advice, Spirit? Okay, some advice as well within this situation and what this group can do, as well as what's going on here. Two more, please, Spirit. Two more. Devil again. Same corner and everything. Sorry, just trying to make these look nice enough. Okay. And then for my right side, this is my right. Let's get some situational cards talking about what is going on with these 2 people. And then also if we could get some cards on how they should interact. Situational, what is going on here, as well as any advice for my group too. Two more, Spirit, please. Ooh, that's a lot. I will not take these 3, and I will take these 2. And then this energy that connects the both of you. It's a long process, I'm sorry, y'all. It kind of feels like this relationship is rather new. I'm going to start with my left side. I feel like this person wants to be able to invest into this. Ace of Pentacles and then also 9 of Pentacles. I feel like, together that makes the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like this person sees a very long term for this relationship. With the 9 of Pentacles as well, I feel like this person has kind of cultivated the things that they need, and they have cultivated enough in their life that they feel like, okay, I could enjoy something or someone else in the mix. And I think this is really beautiful here, this together with this Ace of Pentacles. This person is very ready to offer my right side something if there isn't something happening already, or this could be something kind of leading to something more concrete in the first place. You have the King of Wands and you have the Queen of Wands. Very much each person finds the other very attractive. Both of them know what they want and know how to get it and know how to move towards it. One person might be a little bit more sassy. One person might be just kind of more direct, but still both of them enjoy having fun together and are very joyous and funny. And when, you know, when they come into a room together, people are like, who are they, you know? Very, very much a power couple. I think this is a very good pairing together for the both of them. I feel like they both get along very well. I think maybe with this Three of Cups in reverse, there's like this wanting for a reunion of sorts. So maybe because there's also Nine of Wands in reverse and there's also Eight of Swords. So maybe there's not too much communication at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't feel like there might be a lot of communication happening right now between the both of you. With the Three of Cups in reverse, I feel like this left side just wants things to be better than they are. I think what this left side needs to realize as well is that they can and are able to lean into their friends or anybody that they feel close to kind of help them move through how to get to the next step within this relationship. You have the Chariot as well. This left side is ready to get things going. They don't want to wait, but at the same time, Eight of Swords, it's like very much this mind prison. It's kind of like they know they have everything that they can offer, but their own mind gets in the way. Nine of Wands, they're kind of scared of, I think other relationships haven't gone so well for this person, and they're scared to kind of put themselves back out there because of that reason. I think that's what's really happening here. They want to be able to get together with the right side, but because of past relationships and because of this devil here as well, because of past things that have happened, it's hard for them to move into this, but that they really want to. There's just a lot of fear behind it, and I think this person isn't exactly ready to make that move yet. Yeah, with my right side, it feels like my right side is recovering from something very, very, very deep. I feel like, again, there's just it's very hard for it's very hard it's very hard for this person specifically to communicate to this side. Maybe what's happening, how they're feeling emotionally. They're starting to get their footing and starting to feel a lot better about it, but I really do think something that happened in the past is really stealing from this person's mental clarity and being able to kind of be really open with this person. I think there's a lot of mental gymnastics that this person is doing. That's the exact word. There's a lot of mental gymnastics this person is doing around this because they're afraid to invest into whatever this is. Three of Wands, they're scared that if they invest into this, another opportunity will kind of just like pass them by, and it feels as though they feel as though they haven't had enough movement within their own life to kind of be able to invest within this person, into this person. I think Four of Swords as well. I think that's where all this fear is coming from. This person knows that this person has been going through a lot, and they're kind of just here doing what they need to do anyway. Four of Swords is obviously right after Three of Swords, but Three of Swords is very big heartbreak, and Four of Swords is that time of relaxation and allowing yourself to regroup so you can recenter and allow yourself to get to the next step. Four of Swords being in reverse is this person refusing that time and not allowing themselves to truly reflect on what happened within a past relationship. Maybe it was even this relationship. That felt very specific. I don't feel like that's for everybody. This feels very much like a something else or someone else. But either way, there hasn't been a lot of healing around whatever has happened for this person, and because of that, they're frazzled, and there's a lot of, again, mental gymnastics, not enough time actually letting the mind rest. Justice as well. Whatever, I feel like whatever has happened before, like those wrongs can be righted. Rot? It's not rot. Just making shit up. But whatever has happened to this person, those scales can kind of balance themselves out. But this person needs to be able to invest into something. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of movement on this person's part. Six of Swords as well. It's in reverse. It's a lot of trying to move to a calmer headspace, but not sure and just kind of unable to do so. Ace of Swords in reverse. Just there's a lot of failure, like wanting to take the first steps towards being able to communicate, but then finding that they're not able to at all. And it's very difficult. I feel a lot of, I feel a lot of being caught up on their words, or choking on their words, or tripping up on their words as well, and just that making everything kind of worse about like how they want to be able to invest into this. Temperance, I think this person, like I've been saying, needs a time out, needs a moment to kind of just allow themselves to refill their reservoirs, refill themselves. I think this Devil is coming out because this person knows possibly that this person has some kind of codependency onto something. And this feels very much like this person is viewing this person's, seeing it firsthand, seeing that codependency in the first place. And temperance literally means to refrain from alcohol. So again, also just, yes, from alcohol if that feels like something that is important to you, kind of taking a step back or just quitting it completely. But also kind of situations that put you into that mental state where it feels like you are being drained of your own life force. Four of Wands, I think ultimately this person knows that this relationship is worth a shot. Deep down, they really understand that and they really see that, but they are not, again, they have this person has a lot of healing to do, and it's very difficult for them to kind of get into the groove of that. This is supposed to be a very divine union between the both of you, especially Four of Wands coming out with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. It's kind of, this is supposed to be a very communal thing, but it is not. I don't think it's been easy on either side. There's the Tower here as well. This person needs to let any, what is the word I'm looking for? Preconceived notions about what this relationship is supposed to bring to them, as well as just any expectations really of what this relationship is supposed to bring, but also these really hard feelings. They need to allow themselves to bring these feelings down and fall apart so that they are allowed to see a new perspective of what is fresh and renewed for these people. That there is a lot of space and a lot of room for growth. That they need the tower to fall, basically. They need these shocking, a kind of shake-up or a shocking moment to allow themselves to really realize, okay, I have to move forward. I think ultimately, Six of Wands, both parties want this to be successful. I think they want this to work out. I think both parties want this to happen. Seven of Swords, I mean, you can see what's happening in this. I love this depiction, and I just want to show you. Let's do that instead. This is this person climbing out of the window with their shoes off so that they don't get caught. This could have very well happened within this situation where someone was maybe too quick to commit and someone just kind of dipped. That's the feeling I'm getting. Someone was really trying to get a handle on things, it was probably the left side. Probably the left side. Someone was really trying their hardest to get a handle on what this is, and they you know, and the other person was like, let's not, because there's a lot of fear within allowing yourself to really get involved with someone. The High Priestess in reverse as well really talks about how both parties at the highest form of self understand what is supposed to be happening here, but they're not allowing themselves to follow through. I think with my left side needs to offer a little bit more patience within this situation. And I know that's not easy, and I know, you know, both parties feel very fiery with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, you know. Both are very excited and you know, would like to get this going, but I think my left side needs to understand some patience and understand that things will and can unfold. Again, like with this Justice card, things can and will unfold, and my right side really needs to get out of their head, or maybe allow themselves to get into their head and focus on these emotions, and really, rather than just what is the word, like mentally running through scenarios, or intellectualizing your emotions. Rather than just sitting here and intellectualizing your emotions, allow yourself to really feel what has happened in these past situations, and understand that you don't have to expect the same thing to happen within this relationship. Let's get some other, you know, words here from these other decks. But truly and really, there's a lot of, you know, understanding of where this right side is coming from. I think both parties, you know, there needs to be understanding on both parts here. A little more understanding on both parts. An understanding on my right side that this person is not out here to just hurt you. And the understanding on the left side that this person needs some time. Different pages. You and this person do not share the same vision. And, you know, energies change constantly. Doesn't mean that this vision can't change for this right side, but that also means right now, this person cannot see this in their future. And you have to be understanding of that. No matter if you're the Queen of the Wands and the King of the Wands together, that's not the point, you know? If this person is not ready, you cannot force them to see your side of things. Interference, an external party is intruding on this relationship. So this person, even if there's nothing actually happening between this right side and something else, those influences and that past relationship could very well just still be really hurting this person. And it is very difficult for a lot of people to be able to move forward into new relationships because of what has happened in the past. Get two more for my left side. My left side, I am waiting for an apology. So I'm assuming that there's something here that caused a dissonance, again, with this wanting the reunion. There was a dissonance here, and this person is still kind of waiting for things to kind of level themselves out. What did you want from me? I feel like my left side feels very played within this situation, especially if this is exactly what happened, where this person is climbing out of the window after what looks like a very fun night together. And look, there's even a little heart on the clutch. I don't know how well you can see that, but this person is holding a clutch with their shoes, and there's a heart right on the buckle. This feels like something where this person just really could not commit, and this person is really questioning, okay, what happened? Like, what did you want from me? Very, realistic of this person, but also I think this person on the left side needs to be just a touch more understanding if they can. But if this person can't communicate that, then that's also a very difficult part. Healing old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. I mean, I've been saying it, and I'm not going to keep barking up the same damn tree. Passion. Try something you've never done before. If jumping into this relationship, even though you have all these wounds, is something you've never done before, maybe give it a shot and see what happens and see where this takes you. Ooh, I pretend you don't mean that much. My right side is in a lot of hurt and just not wanting to, really just not wanting to shift perspectives. It feels like you did not break me. I'm gonna take this one too. I pretend that I do not care. This is crazy. Again, like these cards are saying, this person has pretended over and over again that there's nothing happening here, and this person is very confused by that. So if my right side doesn't tell this person what is going on here, how is the left side supposed to know that they mean something to you? And my left side also needs to understand just a little bit more compassion here. I know it feels easy for you to kind of want to jump into this because maybe there isn't as much of a hindrance on your part, but that doesn't mean that this person isn't having trouble communicating their needs to you. Whew, I hope this was helpful. I would love it if you liked and subscribed if you want to. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye. Hi, Group 3. If you were looking for this little wooden kitty cat, excuse me, this is your group. You have come to the right place. So, we are going to get 2 different tarot spreads, from 2 different decks for each person, and then in the middle we're going to have the connecting energy with another tarot deck, and then we are going to have some words from some oracle decks just so we can get any confirmations or any other kind of advice or anything else that Spirit wants you to hear. That was a lot of cards. I'm not going to take all of those. So, from my left side, what is going on within this situation? And then let's also get some cards for how these people can handle what is going on within their situation. In there. Take that one too. 3 more, Spirit, please. And thank you. This one. I'm just going to take the first one. Okay. 'Make these nice and pretty like I did for my other groups. It's a little bit of a process, takes some time, but everything is worth waiting for if it's meant to be. And for my right side, for my right side, one flipped in there. Ooh. What? There it is. of similar cards here. I'm gonna take this first one because a couple more still out underneath. Spirit, let's get two more. Two more from my right side. Two more, please. Just two. Just two. Just two. One more. See all of this? You see the things I gotta deal with? Where'd you go? Okay, and then let's get the connecting energy between both of these people for my final group. Group three, group three, group three, group three, group three, group three. Do I want to take all three of these? Yeah, let's do it. It's four. It's okay. I'll just take them. So I'm going to start with my left side like I did with all the other groups. I think my left side is really pondering this. They have the Hanged One. This is something that they have taken the time kind of step back and allow themselves to see this situation and relationship in a different perspective than they did before. With 10 of Cups here, this feels like something that should have been like an emotional fulfillment or wish for my left side, and that just didn't happen. This felt like something that could have been a full-on commitment and something that could have gone really beautifully. You know, maybe even kids, stuff like that. Either you had kids or you're wanting to have kids, or, you know, just a commitment that is beyond the regular joys of life rather than just the material. It's actual emotional fulfillment. And that just, it feels like it sailed by. With 7 of Cups here as well, it just feels like, well, now this person has all these options and all these different ways of thinking about this situation. They have different ways of how they want to handle this situation or how they want to go about this situation. With the 9 of Swords, there's just a lot of not sleeping, not doing well. A lot of mental mental distress is the word, I would say. This has been something that has been very laborious for this person, and I think it's good that they're allowing themselves to see it from a different perspective. But this has been something very difficult. With the Knight of Swords here, this very much feels like the other party, even. But it feels like there were just words thrown around in the wrong way and just used improperly, and it hurt someone in the mix. With the Wheel of Fortune here, it's kind of like there's so much bleakness happening here, and there's such a feeling of things not being able to work out. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of that stroke of luck that maybe if this situation doesn't work out, that means something better could be on the way or happening to you, and it doesn't even have to be a relationship. It could be a new job or a good move or what have you. Yeah, Ten of Swords in reverse. I feel like if someone were to break off this situation, it was this side because of this Ten of Swords in reverse. They had been dealing with kind of this Knight of Swords in reverse for so long, over and over and over again, you know, and just getting hit and stabbed in the back multiple times, you know, just hit after hit constantly, and they decided that that was enough, and they had had enough, and they are finally letting go of whatever has happened here, and deciding to kind of disconnect from what this is, which again leaves them with a lot of options and a lot of different ways to, again, handle this situation. With the Hermit in reverse, I feel like there is a refusal to withdraw here and look, like there is this shift in perspective of the situation, but there's a refusal to kind of actually reflect on it sometimes. I think it's kind of goes back and forth between being able to truly reflect on what is happening, and other times just kind of like shying away from all that emotional work that goes into ending a relationship with someone or having a rough patch with someone. Yeah, with Four of Cups too, it feels like it feels more like they're being offered something and just deciding not to take it, and deciding that they can have something better if they really wanted to, rather than being rather than I think they're starting to realize that rather than just being disappointed by the situation, they can allow themselves to really take a chance on something else that is in their life. I will say that with the Seven of Cups, sometimes a lot of these dreams and a lot of these visions of what can come next, or how to, you know, spread yourself out, can be a little bit lofty, and I would say try to be a little bit more specific. Because if there's no specificity, then Spirit can't give you the, not only the blessings, but the challenges that come with whatever you are asking for, you're wanting. And also it talks to me, Seven of Cups really talks to me about perspective and what feels more necessary and can be the steps that help us move towards those bigger and stronger, bigger goals. It can kind of show us like, okay, we need to take these little steps, these steps that are closer to us and easier to us first, so that we can make the bigger shifts and movements. I'm gonna move to this side. I think this person is also in a not the best mental state either. This has been a really rough patch for both parties, and I want to remind both of you of that. I think that's something that Spirit really wants to remind both of you, that has not been easy for either side. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, this person is just kind of refusing to do any self-work at the moment, or any kind of maybe even movement towards their career, just because of what has been going on within this situation. It just feels like there's no self-work happening here. There's no self-investment within this, on this person's side. With Strength here, that I think Spirit is really asking this person to kind of push through that. Push through these really heavy emotions, because that courage needs to be there whether this person is in your life or not. Because nobody else is going to live your life except for you. So you have to have that courage, that kind of mind over matter kind of thing. And I know that very easily kind of shoves aside some emotional work, but I think for this person, there needs to be more of a push here. Because there's Five of Wands too, and it just feels like it's constant chaos and like just battling with themselves and their brain, and like, what do I do next? Where do I go? Like, what? It's constant. And this Five of Wands could very well just kind of blend into what has ever happened here and very much be a actual fight between the both of you, and that has caused this kind of either separation or dissonance between the both of you. With the moon in reverse, a lot of self-doubt and self-negativity as well with this person, just not allowing themselves to see the actual reflection of self that spirit is trying to show you within this situation, and that I think spirit is trying to help you realize that you are so much more than whatever this was, and that you deserve more than whatever this was. Doesn't mean that this person doesn't also deserve something as well, but that's also very finicky fine line. Anyway. This is all to say that these people are on, you know, decent terms, quote unquote. With Ten of Swords, this person is just, I feel like if this person were to come back, they would just continue to take the same bullshit. They both have the Ten of Swords here. This person is learning to refuse to take that. And this person is just like, I would do it anyway. Like, let me just lay out here and I will figure it out. And a lot of the times with Ten of Swords, it's like the Knight of the Dark Soul. What is it? What am I trying to think of? To me, the Ten of Swords is very much the winter solstice. So it is that very much longest night of the year. And I think this is also a reminder to this person that this is the hardest part. This is the deepest part of what you are feeling. And that is very realistic. And spirit is really asking you to hold on. And that things will soon enough allow themselves to get brighter and brighter. Nine of Swords too, this is just constant. No sleep, not thinking. Another plane, another bus, no sleep. This is something that really courses through this person's mind. Again, Nine of Swords, Five of Wands. This is just something that it doesn't stop, and it's getting in the way of literally them being able to do anything. They also have the Hanged One here as well. I think this one is just so much different from other Hanged Ones, and this person looks like they're drowning. And I feel like that is very, not definitive, but very much what this person is going through. It feels like they are drowning, and it feels like there is a lot, and it does feel like there is a need here for my right side to change perspectives and flip the switch on what has happened here. With the Star as well, there's a reminder here to truly, really be gentle with yourself and what, flipping the script looks like for you. And also taking that time to really cleanse yourself of what has happened within this situation. But also understanding that wish fulfillment probably could not have happened within what has ever happened here. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like it's, again, telling me to tell you to, take a different direction. And allow yourself to realize that there are different directions, and that sometimes it's okay to get a little bit lost in what is happening and what has happened. But don't let it be something that is all-consuming, Because it can be very easy to get to that state, and it just feels like there's no movement on this person's side. So we have the King of Pentacles and we have the Queen of Pentacles right down the middle here, and both of them are in reverse. And it just feels like both parties are really affected by what has happened here. Two of Swords as well. I love this depiction of Two of Swords. They're both facing different directions, both on their phones, not paying attention to the other person. I feel like no one wants to move no one wants to make a shift. No one's really sure what's supposed to kind of happen next within all of this. It feels like this feels really abrupt almost, or like it feels almost like both parties really enabled this to the point that they both kind of believed that this was the best that they could get. And now I feel like the left side was the first one to kind of realize maybe this is not good for both of us. And that doesn't mean things can't change, especially with the King and Queen of Pentacles here, but that's not something that you should really be thinking about within this situation. I think what needs to be thought about is the healing and the movement on both sides. Five of Wands in reverse, I feel like both parties really need to this depiction too. I'm just going to show you. It's so good. I was looking at it for a while. Sorry. I feel like with this Five of Wands in reverse, both parties really need to settle down the voices that are in their heads, telling them this and that and the third, and maybe even outside influences as well, of just telling them, you know, what they need to be doing and blah, 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 blah. Like, no. With this Five of Wands in reverse, it's very much telling me that both sides really need to allow themselves to quiet down the feelings that are happening as much as possible, because it just feels like there's a lot just of thinking and overstimulating ourselves of what happened here. And yeah, my left side feels like, you know, they're a little bit less out of the deep, but that doesn't mean that they're not still struggling and battling with this, you know. And I think both parties, especially my right side, needs to be reminded that this hurt this left side a lot too. You know, there's a lot of pain here, and there's a lot of stress and trying to just figure things out on this side. So that, you know, just kind of so that you don't feel as alone within this, because they may not show that. It doesn't feel like they're showing it as much. But this has not been anything that's been easy for them, and I, you know, again, my right side, please, I beg you, you know, if you can talk to friends, if you can talk to family, maybe, and more of just a talking to them, you know what I mean, rather than just seeking advice or anything like that. Allow yourself the space to really open up about this and talk about this, and let those feelings kind of go to rest in a way. So let's pull some more from these oracle cards that just, you know, have some words which might offer some more advice. So we have spiritual lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Very cut and dry. I feel like in a lot of ways, though, you have understood that this person has opened up a lot of perspectives for you with the Hangman and the Seven of Cups as well. This person has opened up a lot of different life views for you, and I don't think that's something to minimize here. And then you have healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. So again, that's very cut and dry as well, you know, just this is something that needs to be reflected on, I think, a lot more than you allowed space sometimes. I was careless with you. Let's get one more. One more, please. I wondered how far this would go. Yeah. Ten of Swords in reverse. They very much wondered how far both parties would let this just keep happening and keep happening and keep happening. It feels like it was the same thing that just kept happening over and over again. and this person was just showing you that they were just careless with. I feel like this person was showing, the left side was showing the right side that they were very careless with them a lot of the times, and they really wondered how long this would take for them to realize that maybe this isn't working. And I still don't think this person, I still don't think my right person truly understands that just yet. We have different pages. Ugh, that's too many, Spirit. You and this person don't share the same vision. These messages are very to the point, you know. Wow. Different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. Again, I wondered how far this would go. This person showed you, I feel like, in so many ways that they did not know how to be gentle with you. They did not know how to really be that kind to you. And that's, you know, that's something that they have to heal on their own, and that has absolutely nothing to do with you. And in fact, it has been a lesson for them. And mastery, you've learned the spiritual lesson here. I mean, there's not much else I can say about that. I feel like there is definitely a lot of emotional rubble to look through and move through and see what you have learned out of this relationship, and, you know, really take it at that kind of face value of you learned something from this, and you learned it so well that you mastered it, you know? And now you don't have to go back into situations like this ever again. Unless you can really see the signs of someone else actually shifting or moving or really actually doing a better job at being a partner to you. Wow. I forgive you. And I felt like this person from the jump would have been very forgiving. But to see that, you know, and I think that's something that my right side needs to do. They need to really forgive this person for what happened here. But I think it's also kind of like a in the mirror, like, I forgive you for letting this happen again and again and again, you know? Come on, get off the floor. I forgive you. I'm waiting for an apology. I feel like this person is still waiting for this left side to reach out, but I just don't think that's going to happen, to be quite honest. And I think this is also kind of my right side talking to themselves. Like, my right side is waiting for an apology for themselves, you know? And giving them and allowing themselves the space to actually truly forgive them for allowing themselves to be put in this rut and continue in it for as long as they did. Okay, group 3, that is all that I have for you. I hope this was helpful. I hope you were able to figure out what you needed to figure out. If you would like to like, subscribe, leave a comment, all those beautiful things, I would love it if you did. And thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.